everyone loves? Timestamps? I am a generous god, for I give you timestamps. Been doing some timestampy work on the libavjs side. I think, yeah. I don't want any of this anymore. That was good thoughts, but I'm doing it differently. So basically, I have changed how yep. I have changed how complete this sentence here, Weasley. You can do it. I've changed how time bases are handled entirely, and it may. I mean, it may just solve the problem. Well, it won't completely solve the problem. So while that's building, let's solve the other half of this problem. This is going to have type errors for the moment, but those are temporary. So what I need is that when I demux... Yeah, so basically I need to get the time bases all converted correctly. Yeah, okay. That should be no big deal. So basically the change is that now the time base is in the packets and the frames, but if that information isn't available, then you can still get it from all the other places. So if I do this and then say, nope, never mind, I want stream time. So this is already doing the right thing, but generally speaking, I just need to fix it everywhere and not just in some places. Is it really times numerator divided by denominator? Yeah, that's right. I realize that may have sounded like a completely insane question. Numerator over denominator? So that's one direction. And that should work for both of those. The other direction is where I was really failing before. And basically, what I need to do is just put a time base in, not this one. So basically, this will work, but it is not really going to be quite what I need it to be. Tell you what, if I make these 1 over a million, then it's consistent with thingy. Then it's consistent with web codecs. So let's try to be consistent with web codecs first. Now, all of this is just to determine the time base to request in the stream. That's the real problem, is we get some time base to request in the stream, but then it is not necessarily the time base that it actually uses. So here's the problem. I am assuming that this stream time base is correct. And really what I should be doing is... Well, that's fine, so long as I put the time base in the packet. So I should be converting to whatever time base I get. It might be the correct time base, it might be the wrong time base. It doesn't matter because it'll be fixed later. Hello, Joshua. Welcome. Yeah, here we go. So this is my packet I've built, and I need to say the time base numerator is coming from the stream. And time base denominator, of course. And that way, even if that was wrong, it'll be marked in the packet, and so then when that packet makes it into libavjs, it'll do the right thing. Because what I now have is that when you write into a file, it actually checks the time base out of the stream and rescales the packet to the correct time base. The problem is, all of this is stuff that FFmpeg does that libav doesn't do, and I thought libav did it, but, you know, you start tearing the libraries out of a tool, and it's like, oh, it turns out that was in the tool, not the library. Yeah, okay, so that just uses... Yeah, they both just use encoded chunk to packet. It's just going to do a little bit of extra stuff, so that should always work. So that covers those cases. Now I need these cases. Why is this only happening if the... Well, I guess it just depends on how I use that function. So when I get a timestamp in, and I do li time to... Yeah. Okay, so there's the issue. I've got ops.timebase. I see. But I'm only converting one frame. Okay. Okay, so if you don't have a time base, but it does have a time base, then use that time base. That should be correct. I just have to do the same thing for audio. Unfortunately, there's a little bit more... Oh, wait. That should be correct if I actually use it. Oh, yeah, I actually use the variable I just defined. Just check whether that's in use anywhere else. Looks good. Similarly here, I should get the time base, and then, yeah, use that. So there's that direction. This direction is much easier because I know what the time base is, so I can just blindly always set it. Yeah, I even declare that I do that. I just didn't mark it anywhere. I mean, I am not a neurologist, Joshua. I mean, the mind is encoded physically, and Thus, anything that can be that any damage that physical damage can be caused to the mind, because the mind is just the emergent behavior of a physical system. So, do I believe that that physical system can be damaged in that particular way? Oh, sure. I would rather trust neurologists on that. Oh, wow, this is easy. It's just always the same. Oops, not semicolon. This is going to have type errors. Don't you worry about that. Oh, wait. Because this has type errors, it's not going to let me actually do it. Dang it, turns! Can I... Can you tell TypeScript to just ignore errors? It feels like an unlikely option. I think I have strict on. This is a surprisingly tricky issue to solve. Oh, I actually don't have strict on. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to do the stupid fix for this. I'm just going to have to remove these casts when I'm done, but oh well. In the interim, I need them. If one thing is clear from my answer about my thoughts on neurology, it's that I don't believe in the mind-body duality. That's that should hopefully be abundantly clear. Nan. This is all very stupid, but I just need to get it compiling so that I can test whether my fixes are actually doing the right thing. Okay. What am I doing? What was that? For some reason I was not confident that GVim would grab the right gvim, but I typed user bin. That was weird. I have no idea why I did that. Was strange. Do I need to change this at all? No, actually. I guess, yeah, if this is working correctly... Oh, yes, there's something I definitely need to change. I need to make it actually load the correct version. Easy enough. The baby fastest. What's the version? 52611. Looks good to me. I mean, personality is a difficult thing to define at all. Like, what? So, would you call people like that secretly sane? I'm not sure if there's a distinction between being insane in a way that makes you exhibit the, that makes you project the idea of having a giraffe personality versus having a giraffe personality. Like those, there may be, some kind of mental state distinction between those, but in terms of like, should this person be allowed in society? It's perhaps not that important a distinction. Expected end of input. What did I break? Oh, I was going to do the conversion myself, and then I went, wait, no. I mean, I have never... Well, okay, this is useless observation, but like I have never encountered any similar related condition in reality, so I have no position from which to judge anything. Hello, God, there you. Wow, that was weird. But like I would argue that attention seeking in that way, isn't that like Munchausen syndrome? So we're just trading one quite serious psychological condition for another. That doesn't, if they're attention seeking in that way, that's also quite bad. Oops. Wait, this looks potentially correct. Obviously, so the quality looks like crap. That's fine. The quality is supposed to look like crap. This is a very ultra low bitrate encoding, but I think the timing is right. Timing feels pretty right to me. Timing feels very right to me. I think I fixed it. I mean, I guess so how to put this in the most insulting possible way. we live in a society where a majority of people believe that a very powerful man in the sky made Adam, and that Adam was bored, and so he took out the powerful man in the sky took out a rib because he needed that for some reason, and used that to make Eve, who only exists, I guess, to fuck Adam. And like, the kinds of things that people believe that we all take as normal are very, very stupid. And so the fact that some people believe different stupid things, yep, you live in your delusion, other people live in their delusion. Like, I guess a different way of putting that is, do I believe such people? Not really, but like, I've got, there are bigger issues. There are more important things to deal with. I'm just comparing the original to see if it looks roughly the same. Yeah. What does the duration have to say about this? 6 minutes, 29 seconds. That is wrong, isn't it? $6 minutes. Oh, no, that's right. It's, it's slight variation because one of them is not including the audio. Yep. Yeah. Okay. That looks good. Oh, well then I'm done with that. Okay. I was so not expecting that to just work. Uh-oh, it's just now 4 p.m. and I just am realizing that I have already done the thing I needed to done. But that is a good confirmation that that change in libav itself is good. So off on my normal build system, I'm going to start release of libav.js. In fact, I can start the release here. I can do at least the first couple steps. Get the fifth. Okay, no changes. That's good. I am up to date. Is there anything else? Well, I should probably add tests for it. I'm not even quite sure what I would test. Well, I can just add tests that it's there. It's hard to test the outgoing because it's just being changed as you write it. But I can test that it does have that information. Oh, to actually run the test, I'm going to have to... Let packet of packets. Effing true. Effing true, innit? This should still be the same. Here's how same this can be. I'll just take the existing code and replace the word packet with frame. Here, the time base should actually be 48K, because at this point it has gone through the filter, and filtering always uses 1/sample rates. Don't need to check that correctness because that's literally what the previous test is doing. So now I've checked every phase. I haven't checked the writing side, but there's really not a lot to check on the writing side. I actually just want to run this test for the moment. Going very slowly because I'm also building it in the background. So, yeah, okay. Not finished building yet, so I couldn't load it. Dang it, I wrote the test faster than I built the tool that I'm testing. Don't you hate it when... Yeah, it's on the final link. There's not much to, not much left for it to do. I was just talking to a colleague about how much I love Make. Build systems, like there are nearly religious wars over build systems, with the only difference being that build systems are real. Oh, I said timestamp. I meant time base every time. Huh. So those are all undefined. Frame. So, did decode not get the time base? I have the time base here. When I get a packet out, this is a curious little chunk of code here. If the time base numerator is less than 0, do nothing. I know exactly how that got there. That's just leftover code from when I had some other case. Is this maybe not the only place where it's copying out the frames? I don't think so. Yeah, that's how it's got. So if the frame is an object and its time-based numerator isn't set, then it sets it to that. This cannot be undefined. It can be many things, but undefined is not one of them. Such speed, wow. How could it possibly be undefined? That's so odd. So it's correct. That's right. That's what it should be. Oh, is the problem... So the decoder actually is changing the time base, which surprised me. So is that the issue? That, that it's just not the time base I expected, but then I'm printing it wrong or something? Frame dot time base numerator, frame time base denominator. Let me output the frame for which I'm having this issue. Maybe there's some weird frame? Why would that be? I'm glad I wrote a test, because apparently this is totally busted. That's a number. That's a number? Did I ask this to copy out? I told it not to decode. I'm an idiot. I should have even noticed this. LOL. Hard to test that it did the right thing when I'm not even getting the actual information that I'm trying to test. Yep. So that's correct all the way through. And there was no actual error in the code. The code was doing the right thing. My test was wrong. It is good when you screw up a test, because that means you didn't screw up the code. The important part is right. I mean, tests are important, but they're less important. And I can go ahead and remove this egregious console log here. Oh, well, that was a fine fix to make. Okay. Test done. Test good. Time for release. This actually has to be a 0.0 release because it's quite a major... well, no, it's backwards compatible. Never mind. No, it's actually not that major. It's backwards compatible. This doesn't have to be a 0.0 release. Is it entirely backwards compatible? It's almost a philosophical question whether it's entirely backwards compatible, because the times when its behavior changes, its previous behavior was definitely incorrect. So, I am fixing a bug. Could code have become dependent on the incorrect behavior? I guess. But I'm going to call that backwards compatible because I'm just fixing a bug. Make file and in readme. Write partial buffer? What are you talking about? That was very weird. Make file, readme. 5.2 equals 5.3. Okay, I'm gonna start the build system on my other system. This is not a particularly quick piece of software to build. In fact, it'll probably take something on the order of 30 minutes, something like that, to build it completely. So it's gonna be a while before that job is done. It's not that it takes that long to build per se, it's that there's a lot of variants to build, and I build every single one of them. Okie dokie, that's starting to build its release. Now, how does that affect this? So let's say I'm encoding audio. Oh yeah, this is going through the filter, so the timestamps are just utterly irrelevant, which isn't necessarily great. For the filter, so in a sense it's irrelevant. Out the other end... Code help us. Get output metadata. Okay, so this is what's going to actually put it in, yes. Okay, so this is doing the right thing. It's just that it's ignoring the actual timestamp. Is this always doing the right thing? I wonder if that depends on... Well, no, because I didn't specify it. Yeah, that's always doing the right thing. That's fine. I don't actually think there's a lot that can be done here. This is just going to give me the timestamp it gives me. The reason I'm even looking at this is, I'm waiting for libav to build, which is obviously going to take a long time. And if I go ahead and twiddle my way over to the GitHub repo, any year now. There's an issue reported that is about timestamps that just felt quite relevant to the timestamp stuff I was doing anyway. But I sort of left it as, are you sure? Yeah, so the timestamps this gives are always going to start from 0. They're not going to... It actually just outright ignores the input timestamps, and it just starts from 0. So all of this nonsense about it's a factor of 10. Well, no, 0 is a factor of 0, actually. But basically, it's just ignoring the timestamp. The question is, what could one possibly do to do better than that? Processing. Okay, here's the other question. Does real web codecs even honor timestamps at all? If real web codecs doesn't honor timestamps, then I give 0 shits about whether I honor timestamps. What's the quickest way to test that? I know the quickest way to test that. I can use the demo I was just using. And just intentionally do weird crap to the timestamps and see what it has to say about them. Let's see. To intentionally do weird crap to the timestamps, I'm going to have to actually do that in here. Probably with that times function. Not impressed, NVIM. This is some slow loading. Just make it dumb. Just make it dumb. That's the important part. Wait. It's actually the encoding side that would matter, isn't it? Yeah, yeah. So never mind. Let me do it in source mux. Wait. Oh yeah, the encoding side has nothing to do with the bridge. It's actually just in web codec. So I was barking up the right tree in the first place. Coder. Right, okay. I'm using this to create... So here, if I poison this timing, that will tell me something interesting. So let's go ahead and poison that time. Then I will say input timestamp dot timestamp and this is so deeply confusing. Okay. Here is where, yes, this is correct. Okay. Yeesh. Value.chunk.timestamp. So, with that change, compiling it obviously, I can see whether it's honoring the timestamps at all, because I'm unconvinced that it even can honor the timestamps whether it wants to or not. Unfortunately, it could even be that it's like it honors the video timestamps but not the audio timestamps, and if that's the case, then I don't quite know what to do about that. Yeah, they're utterly unrelated. They're completely unrelated. Unless it's just not keeping up, maybe they are related. Wow, it's like... Oh, that's right, this is multiplied by 16, okay. I was like, is it that far behind? What's going on? So is this also multiplied by 16? I feel like the answer is yes, actually. Let's try audio. Audio is way harder to preserve timestamps on than video. basically I'm trying to figure out whether... Well, if I can figure out what the real web codecs does, then worst case scenario, I can just simulate it. Now that output timestamp, yeah, look at this. Yeah, it's not following. It's ignoring it. Lol, I'm still trying to group it into an MP4. That can't work. Yeah, because here's the last input timestamp, 160 million. Here's the last output timestamp. It's 10 million, which it should be. Yep. Okay, your complaint is bullshit. It's not. I get your point. I guess there is one other thing I can test, which is maybe it takes, like, the offset. So maybe, if I just, like, base it all in a billion, maybe it has, like, the starting time, but not the rate. I'm basically trying to give this user any hope of their complaint being repaired rather than ignored. Now that is interesting. not canonical. A Okay. I'm actually going to leave that open just to give that user a chance to respond and tell me I'm wrong, which I'm not, because I never am. Let's check how far we are through the build. It's building WebM CLI. Let's see. So that's... Yeehaw, that's maybe halfway. Yeah, I don't think I'm even going to finish that release today. But this is the other bug, the bridge bug. That was like a real significant bug that is fixed. So that's good. The test is good. The fix is good. That's documented. That's documented wrongly. Cool. Okay, cancel that build. Yeah, that's the one place that's still using this style of time base, because that's only initialized once. Da, 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 da. What I need to do is check out this. Make this change in the right place. Then redo the release. This time corrected. Apologies for just invisible background stuff. Okay, now let's get the actual release building. Now with corrected types. Okay, that was a profound waste of time, but I'm glad I checked that. Oh dear, that was very stupid. Yep. LGTM. Well, usually I go until about 5, but this just needs to finish building, so there's nothing really else I can do right now. And yeah, that was quite a successful sequence of stuff. So I will finish the web codex bridge once libavjs is released, and then that bug is fixed. Hooray! Stream over. Thank you, Joshua. Stream over.